Welcome back to a fifth episode of the Casual Drink and Play podcast. We have myself, Mr. Tim. Alongside, we have Miss Nicole.
Ew.
I am drinking Jack Honey and Coke.
And I got a fun little Seagram's making me happy.
The video game we are playing tonight is Dead Rising, the remaster on Xbox One.
Because it's free, right?
It is free right now. What's today's date?
The 15th.
As of January 15th, it is free.
I remember you texted me. You were like, can we play Dead Rising on the podcast? And I was like, sure. You're like, awesome, because it's free. And I was like,
Hell yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I have never played this game. Tim is currently playing, as always. I'll give a little ASMR.
Yeah.
Tim's currently playing, as always. I have never played this game. I have watched one person play through this game, along with all the other ones. My favorite Twitch streamer. So.
I've mostly played. I've mostly played the sequels to this game.
Did you?
Because there's Dead Rising, Dead Rising 2, and then Dead Rising 2 Off the Record.
Dead Rising 3.
Okay, yeah. Then there's a Dead Rising 3, and then there's a Dead Rising 4, and then there's it's like a Dead Rising Case 0, which is it's like a pregame to Dead Rising 2,
Mm-hmm.
where you play as the main guy Chuck and his daughter. You're in a little town.
Okay.
And then there's a sequel to that where it's player 1's Chuck, player 2 is Frank, because this guy's Frank West.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a photographer.
Yeah.
And that was you're in a facility, you fight zombies and people.
Yeah.
Then there's 2 movies.
I just remember Ray playing one of the games, and apparently you can have somebody following you.
Yeah. You get
I know that you have to get them to follow you so you can bring them back so you can escape by a certain time, because that's when the helicopter is going to be there.
Yeah.
Which is why you have to watch and everything. I know the gist of the game, or the games in general.
Yeah.
But I can't remember which one it was. There's a Ferris wheel involved and some weird clowns.
That was this one.
It's this one?
It's one of the first villains you fight.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the one scene I remember, the most. I don't know. I think I have to go back and watch Ray play them.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were good games. It's just there's so many episodes that he does, so it's just it is what it is.
Oh, yeah. Because when I was, I guess, younger, when this game came out, I didn't really play the story, because I was all about fighting and killing the zombies.
Yeah.
It wasn't until Dead Rising 2 I was like, okay, I'm actually going to give 2 shits about the campaign. Yeah. This is actually, I don't know if you've seen it, but...
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's one where you, drive a car and mow down zombies, right? Or is that a different game?
You could do that. I think you could do that in this game.
Because I remember Ray grinding for an achievement where you have to kill a certain amount of zombies, and he was just getting into this car, and he, reloads the same thing over and over again, and he's just, mowing down zombies.
Right. I could picture it. I think it was this game, but you could drive vehicles in both games.
I want to say it was a later game, because the graphics were better, but I could be wrong.
No.
Because I remember, he would do Chat Jukebox with those, and it was so fun, because it was just, that's where I got a lot of my memes was from that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right.
It was so long ago.
This was, I could be wrong. I'm sure people could be correcting me. But this is based off of, Dawn of the Dead. The 1970s, George Romero, then Zack Snyder, remade it.
Is that the movie that you want me to watch?
There's a lot of movies I want you to watch.
There's a zombie movie I know you want me to watch.
It's a zombie movie in a mall.
Okay.
Yeah. Where they're trapped in a mall.
Okay.
This is what it's based off.
Okay.
And Capcom's fuck it, let's do it.
We're gonna make a whole fucking series about it.
Oh, yeah. The second one takes place... There isn't too. It's a mall casino.
I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that one I really enjoyed.
Because I remember the big casino aspect in the game. That might be the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, this one is just mall.
Okay.
Willamette, I think, Colorado. Fun games. Oh yeah.
Okay. So you had another game, and I couldn't remember what it's called. It's another zombie game.
Not Resident Evil.
No, not Resident Evil.
Like open world.
Yeah, it's like open world, and you can like play as different characters. But once that character dies, they're gone for good.
How to Survive.
No, it was an Xbox game.
It's not Left 4 Dead.
No,
No.
I don't think so.
No. Left 4 Dead's fun.
It's gonna come back to me. I know it was Michael from Achievement Hunter is one of his favorite games.
Is the parkour one or no?
No,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up and come back to that. But you know,
Right.
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Right. Remember when I first got 360? I only played the demo of this game,
Mm-hmm.
and then it wasn't until like a few years later.
State of Decay.
State of Decay. When I said How to Survive, I was thinking of State of Decay. Right. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking
I
of.
also play State of Decay because I heard the second one's fun.
Yeah. State of Decay 2 is like one of Michael's like favorite games apparently.
Right.
And so I think he played it at one point. I was like, cool. Yeah. How you been?
All right. How are you?
I'm alright. I'm emotionally scarred from what happened on Wednesday. Not even like scarred from what happened on Wednesday. It's like
Not this past Wednesday, but like last Wednesday. January 6th Wednesday.
the 6th Wednesday was rough. This Wednesday was still rough. I've been following what happened since the events of January 6th with the riots that have gone down at the state capitol and then the impeachment of Trump. Just because like at work I have free time and I need to like listen to something, so I've been listening to all that stuff. But I went through all of the fucking like testimonies or whatever you want to call them. Not really testimonies, but like all the people of Congress like talking about whether or not they should impeach Trump. And it was a hot mess.
Yeah.
If you don't know, they voted to impeach him. So the House has voted to impeach him the second time. I'm sorry to get a little political, but this is where I'm at right now in life because we're switching presidents and we have a president that's haywire. But literally, they voted to impeach him. All 222 Democrats in the House voted to impeach him. And unlike the first time, 10 Republicans also voted to impeach him. So
Right.
people of his own party were like, yo, this riot on Wednesday at the 6th, too much, too far. Like, they were
Right.
going to kill us
Oh yeah.
type of ordeal. Like, not like they're gonna kill us, they're gonna kill Pence, they're gonna kill everybody, basically. That's how like they felt. They felt so threatened. That like 10 people were like, no, fuck this.
Well, people wanted to kill Pence.
They wanted to hang him.
Yeah, because I mean, I watched it on HBO Max, but it was from CNN. They had a whole, it's like a 45-minute, I guess, video of called the Trump insurrection, all about the Capitol.
Yeah. So, the only thing is I don't want to watch. I feel like CNN. Now, CNN is better than Fox News, but CNN has the reputation of being the Democrats' Fox News, even though they are higher, like, reliable, like, have a higher reliability. That's why I like to stay with ABC, because ABC is kind of, like, down the line. Like, we see both sides of it. They are a little bit more liberal, but they are very center. And that's like the one reason why I don't want to watch it, because it's a CNN thing, and they are very more left skewed.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Oh yeah.
It's a hot mess.
Dude, it is crazy.
My favorite part of it though, like I said, they each had an hour to talk, and so it was a 2-hour ordeal, and which ends up being like 2.5 hours because of like so and so yields, go to this person yields, go to this person, and so like all the
Right.
yielding and resurrecting or whatever.
Mm.
Florida man strikes again. Literally, one of the guys, a Republican from Florida, he like went off. He was like, fuck this, Trump's amazing, I love this man. Like, he was basically just, like, putting this man on the highest pedestal that, like, anybody could ever be put on, and was like, he is the most amazing man of the world, and fuck all of you, fuck the Democrats, like...
Was it Ted Cruz?
No, it
Okay.
wasn't Ted Cruz. But, like, I'm just saying, like, he was, like... I felt like this was a Trump 2.0. You know, that's how I felt about this man. And I was like, oh my god. Like, to come from a state that is Florida, I'm like, yeah, this is expected.
Yeah.
I wish I had the video of it. I don't want to scrub through, like, the fucking... Because, like, you know, there's videos of all of these. But it is so much.
Oh, yeah.
And Dick Cheney's daughter voted to impeach him, which I thought was great. Even though she's getting some, like, big backlash.
Mm.
But it's like, no, fuck you guys. She almost fucking died. Everybody almost fucking died. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I would say fuck a lot, because, like, fuck the police. I don't know. Don't actually. I like the police.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's been wild. I have no idea whether or not the Senate's gonna open up early or not
Right.
to impeach him.
I've actually heard today. Okay, so I was listening to a podcast, a bonus episode,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking about. So I think Amazon owns a couple social media platforms. I think it starts with a P. I forget what it's called.
Okay.
But essentially, there's people that say that they might have another attack on the Capitol on January 19th, the day before inauguration.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're told to come armed. And I was like, that's...
I heard the 17th for that one. I don't know. It was weird, because, like... I heard also something around about that, along the lines of that at least, where it was like there's gonna be another one and like to bring your arms and everything, but then it got like shut down real fast because of like the social media found out and was like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
But like speaking about the attack on the Capitol and like a future one, Bumble. So for you guys who don't know, Tim and I met on an online dating app, Tinder.
Ayo.
So like, it's always cool to see what like online dating apps are doing, specifically because like we met on Tinder, so it's like always nice to keep up to date on that stuff. You never went on Bumble though.
No, I've only been on like 2 or 3.
Okay, I was mainly on Tinder and Bumble. When we met, I was only on Tinder. But Bumble, whoever is listening, if you've been on Bumble, you know how they have like your preferences, like what you do, like if you smoke, if you don't smoke, if you're casual, or if you drink, you don't drink, or you're a casual drinker, like that kind of questions. But they ask you if you're like your political stance. So are you liberal? Are you like Republican? Are you moderate? Like where's your stance on there? And they also do like religion and stuff as well. Apparently, after the riot on Wednesday the 6th, Bumble had to disable or temporarily disable their search or their filter function for politics.
Right.
Because people like were trying to match with Republicans in the DC area. So then they could screenshot their profiles and send it to the FBI. The like people that were like not from this area, like people that had like been through Bumble before were like, these aren't the normal people, and that are Republican, saying that they came from out of town and are Republican, are most likely going to be at this like riot.
Right.
And so I don't know if like the FBI was actually taking them or not, but like people were like matching with them, and apparently some people were harassing the Republicans in the area because they were like, you were at the riot, fuck you, like all that stuff. And so Bumble had to temporarily disable this function. And I was like, damn, son. I get it, like, you know, trying to help out the FBI, like, you know, this isn't a normal Republican in my area.
Right.
You know? And like reporting it, being like, they might have been there, they might not of, you know, you can look
Yeah.
into it. Here's a photo of their face, you know,
Right.
but it's so wild to think like, oh, I'm going to take a screenshot of this Republican and send it to the FBI. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Look
how,
at me. I'm a
I'm
hero.
helping.
I'm a hero. I mean, what a time to be alive.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's just crazy. Because I remember that I was because on that Wednesday I was leaving work, and you're on the phone with me. You're like, "Sure, what happened?" I'm like, "No." You're like, "The Capitol got attacked. Like the Capitol they got fucked."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Yeah, not surprised."
It was like wild because like one of my coworkers was like, he went on break, and I was like, dude, have you seen what's going on in the Capitol? And like my friend Noelle like had sent me a message. She was like, the Capitol's burning down, and I'm not doing okay mentally, and I don't know how to handle this. And I was like, Noelle, what the fuck?
There's not really much you can do.
Yeah, but she's like, you know,
Yeah.
she's like freaking out. She's like, I don't know how to mentally handle this. And I was like, what's going on? And then I finally like looked into it once like my coworker was like, Nicole, and I was like, dude. And then like that's when I started getting into all of it, and I was like, no. But this will be the first time in U.S. history that a president has been impeached twice.
Yeah.
I will say it was really funny. One of the comments during the impeachment like speeches, someone was like, "The first impeachment was a slap in the hand, like a slap on the hand. We are not going to give him a slap on the hand this time. He deserves punishment." And I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
are we actually going to? Probably not."
Well, I mean, like, because I've heard that. I mean, I might talk about this on the podcast before. I can't. Anyways, because like because once Biden's in office and Trump's out, like New York is gonna be attacking Trump.
I
Like,
told you that.
yeah, I guess so.
I think I told you that last week.
Well, I mean, like, because there's that. I mean, I know my dad was talking about it too. It's
Yeah.
like it's not just New York. It's like multiple states are gonna be attacking him because of like abuse of power and shit.
I forgot to tell you about this. Perfect timing. So you know how like there's landmarks that have Trump's name on it and everything?
Yeah.
Apparently somebody like branded or did something to a walrus and it like engraved Trump's name onto it.
Really?
And they're like, if you have any evidence of who could have done this, please report it to the FBI immediately. Or like the police immediately, like, this is uncalled for. And I was like, why the fuck would you do that to a walrus? It did nothing wrong. It has no reason to have the Trump name on it.
They said it was a statue of it?
No, it was an actual animal.
Oh.
Like somebody went and engraved Trump's initials onto an actual animal. Which is so uncalled for.
That's fucked up.
Like that was the most upsetting thing I've seen.
Yeah.
People rioting the Capitol, that's really bad. People carving the Trump name on a walrus, that is uncalled for.
That's fucked up, I'm not gonna lie.
It is.
Do you remember where it was?
I don't.
Mm.
I remember seeing it a couple times on social media.
Right.
I might have seen it on Reddit. I don't remember though.
Mm.
It was like a couple days ago.
Oh, it's fairly recent?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I do think it's funny that, because everyone knows the guy that dressed up like a fucking Viking.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, he was like, I don't know, he was at the Capitol to pretend to be president, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because that guy, because he's in jail.
Yeah, you're telling me about this.
Yeah, so he's currently in jail. He refused to eat for the first 3 days because the prisons didn't have organic food. He has an organic diet.
And his mommy had to go and complain.
His mommy had to go in, complain, and then the judge had to grant, okay, like, we need I'm not sure it's all prisons or this prison. I mean, I don't know where it is, but this prison specifically needs to have organic food so he could eat, because otherwise he's going to starve to death. This guy was part of a siege where 5 people died.
Yeah.
Multiple people injured.
Yep.
And he's complaining that in
He
his
doesn't have
prison he
organic
doesn't have organic food.
I feel
Go
like
fuck yourself.
I feel like at that point it's just one of those like suck it up buttercup. Like we're providing you food and you are not choosing to eat it.
Right.
Like if you had some dietary issues like where you couldn't eat peanuts or something, then sure.
Yeah.
I get that. But it just because it's organic versus unorganic, like just no.
No, dude, that guy's just no.
You're lucky you're getting food.
Right.
This isn't a hotel, that's prison. I don't know. Do you want some better news though?
What's up?
So apparently Lego released a bonsai tree statue, and so you can either have like green bonsai leaves or you can have these pink ones. But instead of it being pink flowers or pink leaves, it's actually just tiny pink frogs. And it's the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Lego did that?
Lego did that.
That's weird.
It's so cute. Like, I would want a bonsai tree with pink frogs in it. It was actually mentioned that this was the first time those frogs have ever been a different color besides green. So, it's just the cutest thing in the world. I'm tempted to buy one just so I can have, like, pink frogs on a tree.
How much is it?
I have no idea. It's on Reddit right now.
Well, I mean, if I go to a Lego store,
I know.
and if they're ever not busy,
Right.
maybe we'll take a look at it.
God.
Interesting.
Oh, I love Lego.
Yeah, I want to get a Lego Star Wars Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, we're gonna get the Millennium Falcon.
Hopefully.
It's gonna be so dope.
I want the Falcon. I want the Slave One. I want the Razor Crest.
We'll just get all of them. Oh my god. So, the main character in the game right now currently has a Lego head on his like face or Lego mask. Speaking of Legos, right?
Yeah.
And it was like the most cutest thing where he like the guy's panicking, so he's shaking his head, and you just see the Lego like big ass happy face going like, ah!
Yeah. One of the things in Dead Rising is that because it's a mall and there's some clothing,
Yeah.
you could mix and match.
Mm-hmm.
There is a thing where I'm not sure if you beat this game at a certain difficulty, you could essentially unlock Mega Man's outfit because the game is made by Capcom.
Yeah.
You get like but the big thing was Mega Man's arm cannon. That's like instant kill on even like on bosses.
I think
Hit them once they're dead.
when Ray was playing it was like not the first playthrough, and he had like already gotten the Mega Man thing. So
Right.
I remember him playing with the Mega Man stuff, and I was like, no.
Yeah. I was never that invested into it. I just wanted to kill zombies. That's it.
Isn't that really the whole point of the game, though?
Yeah. No, I mean, like there is a story, but you could avoid the story and completely fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
But then the time is still going. You still have, for example, 69 more hours.
Mm-hmm.
You could just fight zombies, and then eventually, like a fucking nuke goes off or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a short break for our sponsor, if we have one on this one?
Yeah.
Awesome. We'll be right back, or not. We'll see. Hey guys, it's Nicole here from the Casual Drink and Play podcast. I just want to take a moment to thank our sponsor for today's episode, which happens to be Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum licensure. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So go download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. We use it to make our podcast, and it's been great. Thank you, Anchor. Welcome back.
Heyo.
Or maybe we're just continuing. Who knows? Oh, man. I'm blanking. Wow. Hi. Hello. It's me,
Hello.
Nicole.
Hello.
I had one drink and now I'm feeling it. I am a weakling.
Hell yeah.
I don't drink that often. If you guys couldn't tell, I drink only for this podcast, apparently.
I have like a beer a day.
Yeah. Sorry if this is TMI for you, Tim. But Tim was not having a good day this week. So I came over, and when I went to go get him beer, I know that he likes Coors Banquet, and that is one of his favorites. But Walmart didn't have Coors Banquets, and so I panicked, and I'm pretty sure like 5 different guys were staring at me, because there was like a bunch of people by the beer, and I was like panicking, looking for what kind of beer, and I literally just grabbed like the 30-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon, and I walked out. I was
Did you
like,
pay for it?
yeah, I paid for it.
Okay, just making sure.
I showed you the receipt because dinner and the beer cost the same amount.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I panicked. I was like, this will work, and I grabbed the 30-pack instead of like, a tall boy of it or anything. Oh man. I made a mistake.
Thank you though. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got beer.
Hell yeah.
But it was just like the funniest thing that I like, in retrospect, I like think back to it and I was like, oh man, I could have just grabbed that instead of like the 30. But
I mean, 30 cans should last me about a week. So thank you.
That should last you more than a week.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know, man. So, I've been watching some guilty pleasure stuff lately.
Okay.
And it's not even like guilty pleasure, like, it's like, what documentary do I want to listen to during work that is like borderline, like, should I talk about?
Oh, yeah.
And I like to watch documentaries while I'm at work because it's something educational that my mom and I can listen to. I've been working from home with my mother. She works for a different company than I do. And we sit 6 feet away from each other and work all day. So it's like, let's get some educational stuff in here. And we watch the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. I know it's a little old. It's very old compared to like the newer stuff that's going on.
Because that happened in 2019, right? That whole drama.
Well, it's still kind of going on.
Yeah, but that's when it was like, oh my
Big.
God, he's dead.
Yeah, and like posts of like Jeffrey Epstein didn't do that to himself, or he didn't.
It's like
kill
Jeffrey
himself.
Epstein didn't kill himself. Or
Yeah.
some shit.
But like we'll talk about that in a minute. So I think it's like 4 episodes, and they're all about an hour long. So I've kind of watched one a day in the morning before like major phone calls and meetings have started and everything.
Right.
But like the amount of girls that had to go through like assault by him, and like just the trauma that was caused because of it, like, is astonishing.
Well, did he just sexually assault him, or?
Well, because like that was like the confusing part, because the whole first episode's like what he did to all these like underage girls in Florida, which is like an underage girl would bring another underage girl to just like massage him, and then he would like instruct them to undress, and like sometimes they would fondle like their boobs or like their butt and stuff, and sometimes they wouldn't, and he would just like sexually please himself in front of them.
Right.
It was like a whole like he did different things depending on like how he felt about them. I don't think a lot of them he didn't like have actual sex with, but it was
But
like
it's just creeping out.
Yeah. They would like just creep him out, and they always felt uncomfortable, but like $200 for a 14-year-old is a lot of money compared to like not having money.
Right.
And like a lot of the girls were like runaways or like had bad relationships with their families.
Right.
And so it wasn't like they could really like reach out to them, like their families, and be like, this is what's happening.
Right.
So that was like a way that he kind of got away with it for a little bit.
Right.
But like other ones, he would like pay for their education and like, make them like more famous in their world. Like one of the girls was an artist, and so she got like a lot more like publicity and stuff because like she was like an artist for Jeffrey Epstein, and like would give him massages here and there, and like it was weird.
This is random, but here's my question.
Yeah.
What? So I guess I didn't really look much into it because I mean, in a sense, it's like I cared, but I also didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Jeffrey Epstein?
he's like, how do I explain this?
Because I always thought he was like something political.
It's because a lot of political people know him, but it was like he was a businessman who like did stocks and everything, and like the only reason why he was like famous was because of his connections,
Right.
and like those connections he gained through like blackmailing people is what I later found out, because like he had photos of people with underage girls that later they had like slept with and stuff, and he was like, they owe me favors because like he had major blackmail on him,
Okay.
and like he did like some Ponzi scheme or something. I don't know. It's kind of like he wasn't famous for like normal famous reasons.
But he got famous because of
His connections.
right. No, I'm saying like he's probably more famous now
Yeah.
because the whole just the whole thing with him like is like how he died.
Yeah. And like one of his lawyers was like the labor guy that Trump had like put on for his like cabinet, and he had to resign because like the court case finally came out that like he let a known like child molester like walk, and he like helped make a non-public plea deal and didn't give like the victims a chance or a day in court, and so like it's really fucked up.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I've been watching, but to go on about whether or not he killed himself, apparently the way that he supposedly killed himself was he was like kneeling on the ground, tied to like the jumpsuit top around his neck, and like the other part, like because it was like bunk beds, so he tied the other part against the ladder because the ladder was like metal and secured on there,
Right.
and he just leaned forward. Is apparently how he like suffocated himself.
Right.
Which doesn't make sense to me. Like, how would you die that way?
So then, do you personally think that he was killed then?
Based on the other medical evidence, I feel like he was killed because their jaw, like, they had like an independent medical professional, like autopsy person, come in, and like he looked at the bones, like in his jaw, and only those breaks come from like if somebody was murdered or like had a severe hanging.
Right.
And he did neither of those.
Right.
So the only answer I can think is he was murdered, or like somebody else hung him somewhere else
Okay.
and then brought him back into his room and staged it. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, it's because the whole thing is that the guards that night they were asleep, they weren't paying attention,
Mm-hmm.
and that like the cameras were shut off and whatnot, and like his cellmate was moved to a different cell,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think either that cellmate or a couple other people they heard like screams, like clear like it was clear Epstein like shout like the screaming,
Yeah.
like you know as
Somebody was
someone's
like killing him.
attacking him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think someone killed him, but we're never gonna know who. Cause like, I don't think they're really gonna look into it. Cause it's just like, okay, guy's dead now. But
Yeah. I'm sure like if he was really killed, I'm sure like yeah like maybe they'll be glad he's dead, but it's like whoa wait no. You know,
I mean,
like,
a lot of women didn't get their time in court, and so the judge actually went and he's like, just because the guy's dead doesn't mean we're not going to continue this court case,
right.
because these women need to be heard.
Oh yeah.
Whether it be like 5 minutes per woman, it's like they still need to be heard. They still need to have their day in court. Like they still have solved traumas that like a day in court could actually help.
Right.
So they still did that, which was really awesome.
Oh yeah.
And I kind of feel bad for these women. Not I kind of feel bad, like I do feel bad for these women. But
They were used.
yeah, it's just disgusting.
It is.
And
I feel like it goes along with because Because a couple years ago, there was that hashtag Me Too movement.
That was actually part of it.
Was it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, that was actually a big part of it because Weinstein?
Yeah, it started with Harvey Weinstein, but then it was like a chain reaction
He
of
was
like,
also part of Epstein's ring.
yeah, I believe
And,
Harvey
like,
Weinstein's just
Harvey
a
was
complete
like,
douche himself.
when Epstein first came out, like the whole Epstein thing came out, he was like denying all the stuff that like the women would saying, like, oh yeah, we were like trafficked to go to Harvey and blah blah blah, and he's like, that never happened. And then the whole Harvey thing came out, and the whole Me Too movement came out, and then all the women for Epstein came out, which there's like has to be hundreds of women
Oh yeah.
because one of the girls is like, yeah, in total, I think I brought 50 women to Epstein. And every time she would bring someone, she would get $200.
Right.
And that's like how she was supporting herself because she was like a runaway.
Right.
And I don't blame her at all. But also at the same time, I kind of blame her a little. But, you know.
I mean, if you're young and desperate, you know.
Yeah, like if that's your only way to survive because you're 16 and a runaway because you watched your father and stepmother murder an 8-year-old child and you want nothing to do with that, I can understand you aren't in the right mental space.
That sounds oddly specific.
That's her story.
Oh, okay.
She literally watched them murder her, like the stepmom's 8-year-old son. It was like, fuck that, ran away, and then like found this gig, and she was like, you know what, $200 for every time I bring a girl, and they like repeatedly come in. So every time that girl would come in, she would get $200, and the other girl would get $200. So, I mean,
I wonder how much that lady made a day, though.
well, I have no idea.
Could be a lot.
Could be a lot. Which like I said, I respect the hustle.
Yeah.
Especially like if that's your only income, that he was like in a sense giving somebody an income. Not like saying it was right, but
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you know, if that's your only option, I can understand it to a point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, the fact that there was like hundreds of women that were like forced into this because one of the lawyers was, you know, one of the private investigators and lawyers was like, yeah, so we have this, and like these are the major ringleaders, and if you go to like the girls that they brought in, and like from there you could see what girls the other girls brought in, and it was like a whole like chain effect, and like this like in a sense like a tree effect, where it's like one girl brought 3 girls, and that girl brought 5 girls, and like just like treat out. He's like, I think we're looking at like it could be up to like 1,000 different girls.
Oh damn.
And like apparently Epstein had like nude photographs of like most of the girls like in a safe, and so like he was harvesting child pornography,
Right.
which is like a huge no.
Oh yeah.
So like just on that he was fucked. Yeah, it was fucking messed up.
That's crazy. This is all from that documentary.
Yeah, it's like 4 episodes. Maybe it's
Right.
5, I don't remember.
On Netflix.
Yeah, on Netflix. I don't know what the next one's gonna be. I gotta find something for next week. I think there's like the serial killer one that came out recently. It's like number 3 trending on Netflix. I might try that. My mom's not really into like serial killers for some reason. Might have to do a cult one. I was doing a cult one for a little bit, but the episodes got long, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Now that's just me personally. Like, maybe it's because I just get like I'm tired. Like right now, I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
But like, I just can't really do like TV shows that's like an hour, like hour episodes.
That's why I do them at work, so I can kind of zone out and like absorb the material, but not really like have to pay that much attention.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really do that.
That's why you do podcast.
Yeah.
In a sense, you're doing the same thing with podcasts that I do with documentaries.
Yeah, but I pay more attention to the podcast than driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but like, because you recommended for me to watch Ozark, but I couldn't do it because I'll look at the runtime. It's like hour long episodes. I'm like I can't. Because like I'll watch, because I forgot what TV show I was watching. Netflix TV show, hour-long episode. I would watch 20 minutes, and then 2 weeks later watch another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it was. I just give up. Like, that's why I've been watching Cobra Kai, because it's like 20, 30-minute episodes. That's really it.
Mm. I mean, I haven't gone back to Ozark. I think I watched like the second episode. It was good. It's a show that I need to like focus and watch, because if I watch it during work, I will zone into the show and I'll miss so much. Like, I felt bad. Like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch the first episode of Ozark at work and like do what I do with documentaries. And like, I had missed so many Teams chats, and like AJ was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I just watched the first episode of Ozark. I zoned out so hardcore."
Right.
So it's like I need to focus and watch it, but I don't have time to really focus and watch anything right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I was watching the Nivium or Nixium or whatever. It was like a sex trafficking sorority cult pyramid MLL scheme thing. And the beginning of it was cool, like figuring out like all the shit that was going on with them. And it was like what the whole cult was about and everything. But then like, which was also around the Me Too time, where it was like a lot of their things came out.
Right.
But I don't know, it was just like, once it got to like the resolution part, I was like, all right, I don't care about it as much. Like, I really only cared about learning about what the cult was and what they did, and like how they were a cult, and like what they did like that was bad and cult like, which was like the sex trafficking and everything. But after that, I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to listen to it anymore.
Right.
What's going on?
I don't know. I'm at the part in Dead Rising where there's like a roller coaster, I guess. There's a ride. I'm trying to get zombies on these rides.
Nice.
Yeah. I sort of gave up playing store and kind of just fucking around.
That's always fun.
Yeah. Ain't bad. Oh, shit. Y'all come coming down. Alright. Well, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
A little bit shorter of a podcast.
I'm just tired. Alright. Well, thank you for listening to our Casual Drink and Play podcast.
Hope to see you guys again soon.
Don't forget to follow the social medias. That'd be pretty cool.
We do have an Instagram now.
That's right.
I started it. I
Okay.
don't know why we didn't start it sooner. It'll be in the description, so give it a follow.
Peace.
Also, remember, don't be racist. Bye.